Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If this is your first time here, you're welcome to Sew with Mediva. And if you're a returning subscriber or a returning viewer, thank you for sticking to my channel. So in today's video, I'll be showing you guys how to cut and sew this simple crop top with an elastic waist. So in my previous video, I made a tutorial on how to make this simple elastic waist palazzo pant that I'm wearing, and some of my subscribers requested that I make a tutorial on the crop top as well. So here you go guys, and this video is very detailed, very easy to follow, and very beginners friendly. And I made it of just 1 yard of Ankara fabric for this top. So if you find this video useful, if you find it helpful, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, leave a comment, subscribe to my channel. So guys, for this top you're going to need about 1 yard of Ankara fabric, and I have my fabric here. So you need your elastic band. I'm using this 1-inch elastic band. You need your scissors, you need your chalk and your ruler. So the first thing we want to do is to fold up the fabric. So let me open it up for you guys to see. So I have 1 yard of Ankara fabric here. So when you open up the fabric, this is what you will have. So I'll go ahead to close it up to make a fold of 2. So after making a fold of 2, I'll further fold it again to make a fold of 4. So go ahead to fold it this way to make a fold of 4. So we're cutting both the front and the back panels together, and this top does not have any zipper at the back. So this is what we have after folding into 4. So this point is going to be the center front. This closed angle will be the center front. So after folding the fabric, this is what we have. So this point is going to be the center front for both the front and the back panels. And then the full length of this crop top is 19 inches. But I'm going to cut out extra 2 inches, making 21 inches because of the elastic casing at the base. So that 2 inches is going to be for the elastic casing. So I'll go ahead to mark 21 inches there. And then I'll come up by that 2 inches. This is just for me to know where the top is going to stop and where the casing is going to start from. So this is going to be for the elastic at the base of the top. So the next thing to do now is to mark the shoulder to shoulder measurement divided by 2. So mine is 8 inches. So I'll mark 8 inches there. So remember, it's a cut together sleeve top. So from that 8 inches, I'll mark what I want to use as my sleeve. So my sleeve length is going to be about 6 inches, but I'll mark 8 inches because of the folding at the base. So you can use whatever length you want for your sleeve. You can make it shorter or longer. So after doing that, I'll come over to this closed angle now to mark the neckline. So the wideness of the neckline I'm working with is 3.5 inches. It's a V-shaped neckline, and it's the same thing for both the front and the back. And the depth of the neckline is going to be 7 inches. I'm going to use 7 inches, and then I'll connect the points together to form the V-shaped neckline. And then on this point where my sleeve is going to stop, I'm going to come down by 1 inch. This is for the shoulder slope. I'll come down by 1 inch and then connect it now down to meet the neckline width. So after connecting, this is what it looks like. So after connecting, this is what we have. So the next thing we want to do is to mark the shoulder to the bust point. So from my shoulder to my bust point is 11 inches. So go ahead to mark yours and then extend the lines this way. And then on this bust line, I'll come over and mark my round bust measurements divided by 4, which is 10.5 inches. I'll add 1 inch for ease and 1 inch for seam allowance. But if you want yours to be very free, you can add 1.5 to 2 inches for your ease. So I'll come over to this 1 inch shoulder slope, and then I will come down by my round armhole measurement divided by 2. So mine is 9 inches. I marked it there, and then I'll connect it down to the bust point this way. So I'm not going to be placing any waist measurements. I'll just connect that line now all the way down to the full length of my top. Since there's going to be elastic band there, I'll just connect it this way. So this is what we have. So before we cut it out, I'll go ahead to just form an arc on this armhole, underarm area, so that it comes out neat when you sew it together. So this is basically all for the top. Let's go ahead now to cut it out. So let's go ahead to cut this out. So we're cutting both the front and back panels together, and they are identical. So after cutting out, I'll go ahead to notch the point where my elastic casing is going to start, so that I'll know when I'm stitching, when I'm joining together. Let's go ahead to open it up. So when I opened it up, I noticed that the brown pattern is on only one side and the orange pattern is on the other side. So I'm going to split the brown one into two and also split the orange part into two, so that I can just form like a mix and match kind of design. So let me go ahead to do that, and I will show you guys what it looks like. So I'll just go ahead to rip the center front open. So notice that this part is not really necessary for everybody. It's just because of the kind of fabric I'm using, and I want the design to be on both the front and the back panel. So after I ripped it open, this is what it looks like. So I'm going to join these two pieces together to form the front panel, and I'll join the other two pieces to form the back panels. So this is going to reduce the neckline a bit, the wideness of the neckline a bit, but it doesn't really matter since I'm still going to turn it over with 1/2 inch. So this is what the back looks like. Let me go ahead to join it together and show you guys the next thing to do. So after joining the fabrics together, this is what it looks like. You can see how beautiful the pattern looks now. So the next thing we want to do is to finish up the neckline of both the front and the back panel. So I'll be making use of this long strap of fabric. I'm going to place it right side facing my fabric this way. I'll place it on this way, and then I'll take it to my sewing machine and use 1/2 inch to stitch it all the way down to this joining area, the v-neck area. So when I get to that point, I'll lift the footer up and then turn it over to this other side. I'll bring it down and then stitch it all the way up. So when I'm done stitching, I'm going to use my hemming gum to finish it on the wrong side. So guys, after stitching down the fabric to the neckline, this is what we have. So before I turn it over to the wrong side, I'm going to just go ahead to make small notches on the seam allowance. So this is going to help it relax well when you turn it over to the wrong side. So after notching, I'll go ahead now to flip this fabric over to the wrong side of my top. I'm going to flip it over. Then to help that center point relax also, I'm going to just cut the fabric a bit. So just what I'm going to do, I'm going to cut it open a bit so that the center area can relax on the wrong side. So after cutting open, you can see how neat it's sitting on the wrong side. So right now I'm going to use my hemming gum to finish it up on the wrong side, like I'll iron it on it. So you can see how neat the V neckline is coming out already. So this is what the hemming gum looks like. So I'm going to just, after I iron out the neckline, I'm going to place my hemming gum underneath it this way, and then I'll use my iron to activate the gum so that the fabric stays firm at the back this way. So I'll go ahead to do this for the other side, the back panel. I'll iron it out and use my hemming gum to gum it. So when I'm done, I'll show you guys what it looks like. So after I used the hemming gum to finish the neckline, this is what it looks like. You can see how neat the V neckline came out, and this is the wrong side. You can see what it looks like. So I have also done the same thing to the other side. This is what we have. So the next thing I want to do is to join the front and the back panels together. So I'm going to start with the shoulder area. I'm going to place them right sides facing each other, and then I'll take it to my sewing machine and close up the shoulder areas using 1/2 inch. I'll close it up all the way down. So when I'm done, I'll show you guys what it looks like. So after joining the shoulders together, this is what it looks like. So before we close up the sides, we are going to finish the sleeves first. So I'm going to fold in my sleeve this way. Remember, I took 2 inches for my sleeve folding allowance. I'm going to take that 2 inches in now and then go ahead to stitch it all the way down. So I'll do the same thing for the other sleeve. I'll fold it in twice and stitch it all the way down. So after folding in the sleeve, I'm going to place my fabrics right side facing each other and join the sides together. So when I'm done, I'll show you guys what it looks like. So after I finished up the sleeves and joined the sides together, this is what it looks like. This is what we have. So before I turn it over to the right side, I'm going to notch this curved area. I'm going to just cut that seam allowance open. So this is going to help that area relax very well when you turn it over to the right side. So I'll go ahead to do the same thing for the other side. So when you turn it over to the right side, this is what you should have. So you can see how that place is looking relaxed even before we iron it. So this is what you should have, and this is very important. So the next thing we want to do is to create the elastic casing at the base of our top. So remember we took out 2 inches for that. So I'm going to just go ahead and fold in half an inch first, and then fold in another 1.5 inches this way. And then I'll go ahead to stitch it all the way around the base of the top. So let me flip it over to the wrong side for you guys to see. So this is the wrong side. So go ahead to fold in half an inch first, and then take another 1.5 inches and stitch it all the way around to create your elastic casing. So make sure you leave about half of an inch gap to be able to pass your elastic band through. I hope you guys understand. So I'll go ahead to do that now. I'll stitch it all the way around it. I'll leave a space to pass my elastic band, and then I'll show you guys what it looks like. So after I folded the base in twice, this is what it looks like. So you can see how neat it looks on the wrong side. So the next thing we want to do is to insert the elastic. So to get the amount of elastic band to cut, measure around your waist. So whatever you get, subtract about 5 to 6 inches from it, and whatever is left, go ahead to cut it as the length of your elastic band without pulling it. So I'm going to use this pin now. So remember I told you to leave a space where you'll be passing the elastic band through. When you are done, you are also going to close it up. So use your pin to pass in your elastic band this way. So from that space that you left, go ahead to start fixing in your elastic band into the channel. So go ahead to fix it in this way all the way around until you get to that point where you started from. So after fixing it in, I'm going to take it to my sewing machine now and join the 2 elastic bands together, and then I'll close up that point. So when I'm done, I'll show you guys what it looks like. So after I joined the elastic band together, this is what it looks like, and I've also finished up that point just like I said earlier. So this is basically all on how to make this simple crop top with an elastic waist. I hope you found this video useful, and I hope you learned something new. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, leave a comment, subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.